Hello and welcome back to Front of Stage with Upsahl. Hello Taylor, it's nice to meet you.
You too, thanks for having me.
Yeah, glad that you can come down here for the little interview, the podcast.
Me too.
How was it on stage?
Oh my god, it was so fun. It was so hot.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, it's super hot on there.
Like so hot, but it was such a fun show. I always like whenever I play this early in the day at festivals, I'm always like, no one's gonna come to my set. It's just gonna be me. So I'm always so pleasantly surprised when people like show up early and hang out. It was fun.
But there were a lot of people I saw.
Yeah, I was surprised. It was fun. Yeah.
Especially you have to say you had to play the first gig at the Frequency Festival.
Yeah.
So it's always a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, I was definitely scared. I was like, are people even gonna A, be here, B, are they gonna wanna be like jumping around this early in the day in the heat? But they brought the energy. It was fun.
So is it your first time in Austria?
Yeah, I feel like I feel so dumb for not knowing this. I feel like I played a festival here like last summer or the summer before, or drove through here. I think we just drove through here. This is my first time playing a show here, and it was very fun.
So for the people who don't know you by now, you're from Arizona.
Yes.
So how does it come that an Arizona girl starts music and playing now in Austria?
That's a great question. I do not know. I was saying during my set, like, it always, getting to play shows, especially over here, like not in the States, I always just think back to when I was like 10 years old and I was like, oh my God, all I want to do in life is like travel and play shows. And I would like watch videos of other artists playing huge festivals and I was like, I want to do that. And now I get to do it. It's like the coolest thing. It's so fun.
So where are you going next?
I'm playing, I think we're going to, I don't even know. I just hop in the van and like show up at the venue. I think we're playing in Poland tomorrow. We're doing a headline show.
So you're doing a little Europe tour.
A little Europe tour, yeah.
How do you enjoy touring through Europe? Is it different to the US?
Yeah. I mean, the drives are a lot more like pretty, more scenic views than in the US for sure.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God, it's just so green and there's water. I love the drives here. But I think in general, like the fans that come out to shows here, even if they don't know my music, they're just like, everyone here is just down to rage, which I love about playing out here for sure. It's just always so fun.
So is it hard for you to, like, there's the difference between having your own venue, you're playing for, like, as a solo artist or on festivals. What do you enjoy most and what do you think is the difficulty?
They're all so different. I feel like I switch up my vibe, like how I put on the show, depending on if I'm, like, opening for someone or playing a festival or if I'm headlining my own show. It's always different. Yeah, it's kind of all over. Like, even this tour is, like, a mixture of festivals and some headlines, and I just got off an opening tour in the US. Yeah, I feel like it's different. I guess the challenges are like when you're playing a headline, I'm like, ooh, like everyone loves me, they know my songs, this is great. And then I'll go and like play an opening show or a festival and like one person knows my songs. And so it's like, it's a cool challenge of like having to win everyone over and like make them want to be a part of it. Yeah, exactly. It's really, really fun. Seriously.
So what do you prefer, honestly?
People ask me that and I don't know because I love it all. I feel like each thing is such a unique experience. But I mean, headline shows are so fun. But lately I've been loving festivals. So I don't know. It's just all over. It changes. It's summer. It's festival season. So I love festivals right now.
Are you going on your own as a private person also to festivals? Do you enjoy that? Or?
Yeah, there's this festival in the US called Outside Lands that was like one of my first festival experiences as a fan. And like, yeah, just being a music lover, like just going to festivals it's low-key like therapeutic. If I'm not like working, if I'm not playing it, I just go with my friends and run around and find a bunch of new artists I've never heard of. It's so much fun.
And what do you always take with you when you're on tour?
I'm so boring these days.
That's okay.
What do I take on tour? These huge ass boots. Need them for stage. I take my journal. I journal like a mad woman on tour. I
really
am like writing novels about nothing on tour. Just like
did you get your song text from this as well? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really write songs on tour just because I like to I just journal a bunch, and then I come back from tour and I'm like, oh, I said this in my journal, I should write a song about that. But yeah, it's like my creative outlet on tour is like just writing so much. Yeah.
So you have a lot of journals at home,
Yeah,
I guess?
an embarrassing amount. And I never finish a journal. Like, have you ever filled one up to the end?
No,
I
never.
always start over for some reason.
This is this thing why I stopped having this diary thing. Like
Yes.
as a teenager, I was like completely always devastated. How can I never finish anything?
I know.
Felt so dumb.
But I feel the same way though. Like I get halfway through one and I'm like, we need a vibe change. I need a new one. So I have a bunch of half full journals. Yeah.
Especially always I choose them by cover.
Yes. So you need a cute vibe.
After some weeks and months, I'm like, I'm not this cover anymore. I have to change.
You're like, this doesn't represent where I'm at. We need to do something else.
Yeah.
I feel that hard.
We talked a little bit about how you get your song text. How is your songwriting process? Can you describe it a little bit? How you get your songs? What is the process behind it, so that the followers and fans get some back information? I feel like it's different kind of every day, like depending on the song. Some days I am like have this idea or this title or this like lyric or this guitar bass riff or something that I'm like, this is what I want to do today, and I go into the studio with whoever I'm working with and like we're like, this is what we're gonna do. But most of the time I walk in and I have nothing. I'm just like, hey, like let's listen to some music we're inspired by right now, and let's just like talk about our lives, and somewhere along the conversation we'll be inspired by something and someone will say something that sounds like it could be a song title, and then we kind of write from there. And I find doing that sort of like takes the pressure off of it for me, and it makes it to where the songs feel a little more real, I guess, because it's just they're all kind of just coming from conversation. Yeah. You said you sometimes play the music you like in the process. Who are the artists you really love?
Yeah, I mean these days I've been working on an album that is like very inspired by the early 2000s, like Y2K. So been listening to so much like Gwen Stefani and
nice.
like Nelly Furtado, Fergie, Britney, like that whole era of music.
Oh, I love it.
Is like MIA, Rihanna. It's just been like so fun. That's where I've been drawing like a lot of inspiration from.
Yeah, it was a fun time. I got
So-
the first time to the US when Gwen Stefani had her.
Was it amazing?
It was amazing, and I got a T-shirt, and I was like so feeling it. And my mom had to go there with me, and she was like, what is this? And now I'm like, it's coming back.
Yeah, you're like, Gwen is back. Oh my God, I've never seen her live. I'm so jealous of you. That's sick.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
But it was in New York, and it was the first time, and I was really overwhelmed there.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that's probably intense.
Are you still living in Arizona?
I live in LA now. I moved there a few years, like 5-6 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
But all my family's in Phoenix, and I'm really close with them. So I go back to Phoenix a lot. Yeah.
So how is it for you to be on tour in Europe, to be like so far away from your family, your friends, I guess?
Yeah.
How is this? Do you have someone, like some people tell me they take friends with them on tour?
Yeah.
Can I ask you that, if this is like for you also an option?
Yeah, she's not on this tour right now, just because it's a shorter tour, but I take my sister on tour with me
nice.
Every tour for the past 4 years. And she sells merch and helps tour manage and just helps keep things running. And it's like changed my life. She's like my best friend, and having like family on the road has changed everything, but also it's just so special to get to like travel the world with my sister and like explore. It's been so fun. Yeah.
What was the coolest stop on tour, what you say, like from not only from the place you played, but also from the city, the place, what you really enjoyed being there? I think it's sometimes you don't have the time to be in every city, so exploring. So what was for you something what you said, wow, that it was
like
new.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love Paris. I'm like so cheesy, but I love Paris. I have a blast there. The shows are always really fun. I love Zurich. I had a lot of fun there. Berlin, Prague. Those are like my highlights of the past couple tours I've done out here. Yeah.
Do you have any funny, memorable story you wanna tell?
Oh, like a tour story?
Yeah.
Let me think.
We
I
wanna
don't know.
Spill the tea.
Yeah, I'm trying to, let me find. Oh, I posted this on my TikTok, and
Yeah.
everyone's been bringing it up in interviews, and I regret posting it, but I'm just gonna like out myself anyways. But there's this video of me on stage. I got to open for Melanie Martinez last year in Europe, and for her tour, and there was like a night where my videographer was filming me on stage, and I didn't know she was filming, but I had just gotten up from like being in the crowd, like jumping around with everyone, and I walk up and I tell her, I'm like, dude, I just peed my pants a little bit, like in the crowd, but she was like filming it, so it's on video. It's pretty great. But yeah, I just got like really excited, I guess, jumping around. Yeah.
But that's a good story
Yeah.
to tell.
Yeah.
Now we know it all.
Yeah, everyone knows. It's fine.
I really enjoyed to watch your Instagram page because you're really honest on it.
Yeah, I try to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you had this, one of your songs called Drugs, and you said in one of the videos you never ever did it, and then you had to do it on the video, like
Yeah.
doing like glitter, snoring glitter.
Yes.
And they had to explain it to you.
Yes.
Can you tell a little bit more about this story? Because I think it was really funny for me to see someone is having this song,
Yeah.
but no experience, but normally you would say sex, drugs, and rock and roll comes
Right.
together.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote the song as like I wrote it as sounds so cheap, like as a metaphor for like I was so frustrated at the time. I had newly moved to LA, and I had the hardest time like making real friends there.
Yeah.
And so I was like complaining to my co-writers. I was like, I go to all these parties and I'm trying to meet people, but I just don't feel like connected to anybody. Like, where are the real people at? Like, that's what I
Yeah.
came here for. And then one of my co-writers made a joke. He's like, well, I only go to the parties if there's drugs there. And we were like, what if we make drugs this metaphor for like looking for like the real people? Like, those are the drugs. And so I made the song. Obviously the song, unless you really like hear that explanation, you just think it's about like getting fucked up and like
Yeah.
doing drugs. So I put the song out and do the music video, and like we wanted to have all these fake drugs, and I was like, yeah, I can cut a line of glitter. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like 19, completely clueless. It was great. It was very fun.
Because I really enjoyed the video to see it because it was honest.
Yeah. It pissed some people off. They were like,
Really?
you're fake. But yeah, I think as a music fan, it's always fun to hear like what the real story is behind like a song and a video, and like where the artist was at and at that point in their life. So I try to
Especially
give
you
that.
can some misunderstood maybe the whole song if they don't know the backstory.
I know, I feel like people always thought because of that song, like they would always be like offering me drugs at shows, and I'm like, actually, like, sure, but like, no, not really. That's not like I'm not the drugs girl, you know? But no, I'm so grateful for that song. It definitely like changed my life for sure.
Yeah. And do you think it's now easier for you to find friends and people you can connect in LA?
Yeah, I think it was a lot of just like finding myself first.
Yeah, you're really young.
Yeah, I was like a kid trying to like figure my life out. Yeah, I think just like falling in love with myself has made it. I've met like the coolest people through music, through non-music. I feel very lucky to have the people that I do out there for sure.
Do you have maybe some advice for maybe also young female musicians? What
Yeah.
you would say?
That's a great question. I think just like own your. Can I cuss? No, I can't cuss, huh?
You can.
Own your shit.
You can.
Yeah, I love. No, I feel like when I started so young, I had people who wanted to start like working with me and stuff because I was young. And a lot of these people were like men. I was very much like, oh, well, they're so much more successful than me. I should listen to what they're saying and like really listen to their creative input. And I think sometimes you get lost in all of that. And I think as a young woman in music, just constantly reminding yourself that like I'm the sauce. I'm the special sauce to all of this, and like just trusting your gut and trusting your creative process. I think that's the biggest thing that I would say to like myself if I got to meet her again at 19. You know?
Yeah, I think it's sometimes really overwhelming when you're that young and you're getting in this whole music scene, and there are a lot of people who are like more successful or like have more to say.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I follow this one, maybe it gets me there, but you are there because of you. So.
Period. No, so real though. Yeah.
So
exactly.
it's really good that you say that again, like for the young people again.
Totally. Yeah.
Super inspiring. Would you do something different when you would start from now on?
Like, would I change anything?
Yeah. Or do you say, okay, everything what happened, super cool because I am here now?
The only thing I would change is I put out this one song called Smile for the Camera a few years ago that I hate. That's it. That's the only thing that I would change.
So this is the song you hate. Do you play it?
No.
Never?
No. And my fans don't even ask for me to play it because I think they hate it too. Like, I think it was just a bad song that I was just like having a little identity crisis.
But that's normal.
Yeah, I actually don't think I would change. I think I would still put it out because I think it's like where I was at in my life at the time. So I take that back. I don't think I would change anything.
So what's your favorite song?
It's called 0 or 100. I put it out last year. It's like a ballad, sad. I think that's my favorite, like, as a songwriter, but like the music on my album I think is like my favorite music I've ever made. So I'm really excited for it to come out.
Till the next one.
Yes, exactly.
So where are you looking for? Like, what is your goal personally and as a musician?
I mean, I should be a pop star. Just kidding.
No, but that's cool. Like, say it.
Period.
Manifest it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just I'm learning to enjoy like the journey of all of this. Like it's such a grind, and it's messy, and it's fun, and it's exciting, and it's sometimes low, and I'm just like learning to love all of it. But I think, yeah, my goal is just to keep getting to do this, keep getting to make music and play shows. Like, I'm living the dream for sure. I feel so lucky.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
What's the thing you would do the first when you go back to the US?
Probably just like Postmate some food and like sit in my bed and like watch Love Island. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I do whenever I get home from tour.
Yes.
Like, the day I get home, I don't do anything. I'm like, no one talk to me. I'm just gonna lay in bed, eat whatever food I want, and just vibe. It's
How
great.
long is your tour now?
This one's short. It's for total, I think it's like 3 weeks, and I'm a weekend.
That's quite okay-ish, but still exhausting, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I would tour year round if I could. Like, it's my favorite thing to do, but it is nice to be home like for a day or two, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are your next steps like for this year? What's something you have to do?
New music. I have a new song coming out August 23rd called Tears on the Dance Floor that I love. And I'm doing my headline tour. It's called the Melt Me Down Tour in the US, Europe, and the UK in like the fall that I'm very excited for. And then just gonna vibe it out in December and probably just like hang out with my family. It'll be great.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
Haben
you.
wir noch Zeit oder wie viel? Okay, perfect.
Amazing.
So I just wanted to ask.
Love it.
And so you said you have a new song out. Where did you get the inspiration from? And how was the songwriting process behind it?
Yeah, it's called Tears on the Dance Floor. Musically, it was very inspired by like Timbaland, Nelly Furtado vibes.
Oh, love it.
Obsessed. And I just wanted to write it about crying at the club, which I feel like is such, especially now that Brat Summer is such a thing. I'm like, this feels like so in the vibe of Brat. But yeah, I just wanted it to be about crying at the club and being sexy and flirty, but also like sad. I feel like that's
I think Brat is the perfect like the name for everything.
Everything cool is Brat. I love it. I love it. But yeah, I'm excited for this song for sure.
What makes Brat Summer for you? What's, like you said, crying in the club?
Crying in the club.
But feeling sexy?
Yeah, being sexy and sad at the same time. I think just being unapologetic. You know what's Brat Summer is like all the pop girlies right now who are just like crushing it. Like obviously Charlie XCX, but like Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan, like everything everyone is doing.
I love it so much.
Is so inspiring. Yeah. It's like, as an artist and as a woman, I'm just like, y'all are so like running shit right now. I'm just so grateful to get to exist in the same like
time
era as this music, honestly. Yeah, it's cool.
That's so cool. I think it's a really nice summer.
Yeah.
Do you go on holidays for... Okay, last...
No, love it.
Last question. Do you go on holidays this year?
Yeah, I got to do some writing trips actually, like songwriting trips I did one in Bali that was like amazing. And then I just recently got back from Korea doing like some K-pop songwriting, which I never got to do that, so it was fun.
Oh, thank you, Taylor, so much
you.
for being our guest at Front of Stage with Upsahl. And yeah, thank you and hope to see you again.
Yes, you too. Thanks for having me.